in this video, I want to talk to you about why we should fight the New World Order ideology. And for those of you not familiar with it, that's a new subscriber, please go and watch some of my other videos. For those that have not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon so you can get notifications when new videos come around. But I have an entire series of videos under 00 Days called Moments in Time. And the first video covered specifically the start of the New World Order ideology and how Adam Weishaupt in the late 1700s started the Bavarian Illuminati with very specific goals in mind. How that organization was banned and those people literally hunted down, they scattered all over the world, and the ideology lived on up until today and is being implemented across the world. So even although the organization does not exist, the ideology is alive and well and is actually running our world right now. And I want to explain to you why you should fight it, how it's affecting your daily life, because I think many people think of it as something external, something that's not in your life. How would you feel if I tell you that you, your husband, wife, kids, and family around you are all conforming to New World Order ideology? And I'll explain to you just now why. And in later videos, I'll discuss how you can exclude yourself from that and start moving away from living a life or doing the things that enable New World Order ideology to take over your life. Now, this is an ideological fight of good versus evil. And good, the side of good, is basically to fight for the right to choose, where the side of evil wants to take your right to choose away and give an alternative that looks extremely attractive. And to get this alternative right, many things needs to be enabled. There needs to be a complete fall of the family unit, a breakdown of the concept of a husband and a wife standing together in marriage. The concept of marriage has to be destroyed. Your children needs to be indoctrinated into thought processes that will make them New World Order agents and accepting a New World Order, one world government with a one world leader and a one world religion. This is very, very important to their plan. And if you don't understand their plan, you will not see how you have been applying and implementing this in your children's lives. Even in the schools that your children go to, and my children went to probably one of the most conservative schools that I know of in the country. Extremely religious, Christian school, Afrikaans, and plain and simply put, a regte school, as many people would say. In that school, the new teachers have all been through the severe New World Order indoctrination, and it's become clear in how they've taught our children that indoctrination, that they don't even know that they've been indoctrinated by this, that they are trying to teach the new way. They are all New World Order agents, no matter if they're going to church on Sunday and what they believe. They don't even know that they are implementing New World Order ideology. Now, how can you distinguish this? Adam Weishaupt laid out in a couple of books his plan for a new world. And this included, and if you know about eugenics, where a perfect race comes together and forms this perfect society, exactly that is busy happening within the world. And when Jacob Zuma spoke of third force authorities, he was referring to this. When he was talking about people trying to take the original Zulu culture away, he was talking about this because he knew that Cyril would be an opposition to maintaining traditional affairs, maintaining family values, and many other things that are good. That's why King Goodwill Zwelithini has spoken out against this absolutely ghastly sex education that's being forced on our children at school at the moment. And all the New World Order agents and stooges and ideologists like Angie Motshekga and her cronies, who have UNESCO, the United Nations organization, that is trying to indoctrinate your kids and implement New World Order ideology, is based in their offices in Pretoria. UNESCO is actually based with the education department. Once I expose all of these in follow-up videos, and this is why you should subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon, your eyes will be opened. And once your eyes are open, I want you to share this content with everyone else. This channel is not for entertainment. This channel is here to inform you. And to inform you and everyone else around you, I need these videos to be shared on all forms of platforms. And I thank those of you that have been sharing them. These videos are now being shared on more than 10 different platforms. This channel is now present in over 35 different countries. It is absolutely exploding, and we're approaching 5,700 subscribers now, and it's one of the fastest growing channels in the country. In fact, it is the fastest growing channel because YouTube has informed me. So from humble beginnings, we have gone within just over a week to something significant, and it needs to continue. Because, like I said, this is not going to be an entertainment channel where I'm going to have talk shows and we talk about how someone's dog is doing or how their lawn is doing outside, or have they put their pool in by now, and just have a chat to rake up YouTube hours. This is not going to happen here. So I want you to subscribe, share this channel with other people. Go and join my Facebook group that I have started called #ResistanceSA. This is the South African resistance against the New World Order. So we are fighting an outside entity, and you need to understand this so you can stop your petty politics and your petty concerns with the ANC, the EFF, the DA, or whoever else. They are irrelevant. And if you go and look at my past videos, and I recommend that you do so, go to the different playlists on my channel and view the Double O Des videos, view the Question Everything videos, so that your mind can open to this knowledge base that I've gotten from many different places. Personally, I'm not a YouTube guru that goes to other channels and grabs the informations and copy them. If anyone is copying anyone, people will be copying what I'm doing. But they cannot do that because the knowledge is mine. It's my intellectual property, and I'm willing to share it with you. I don't have to do this. I need to do this to protect you and your family and our future. Me and my family, my wife and my kids need strong families around us to fight this New World Order scourge. What did Adam Weishaupt plan back in the late 1700s for you and your family? Why are you already living New World Order ideology and enabling and empowering it? And I will just briefly cover that before I end this video, and there will be many follow-ups as usual. So once again, subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so you can get those notifications. You were broken down from a very young age through the things that your parents taught you. And you didn't even know it, and neither did your parents. It started with churches being infiltrated. It started with the whole concept of a family being infiltrated. You will see how churches and religious groups have changed over time, because many of them can be bought with money. The same way that political parties can be bought with money. How the New World Order does anything is associated with money. That's why banks have been put in control of all New World Order agendas, and companies that have been built up, allowed to be built up, like Microsoft, so that Bill Gates can do everything but build computers and software. Think about that for a moment. So how is your family unit being broken down? How are you helping the New World Order? 1, by watching television. 2, by watching adverts. 3, by breaking down the family unit. 4, by getting involved in addictive substances. And this is anything that addicts you to consumerism and advertising. Cigarettes, alcohol, sweets, all sorts of processed foods. And I'm not telling you that you shouldn't eat them. I love to have a chocolate from time to time. I love to have ice cream from time to time. But these things were all put there for us to lose control. When you lose control, you will relinquish many powers that you got at birth. Inalienable powers which includes freedom. Freedom of association, freedom of choice, freedom of speech, and many other things. Those freedoms are under attack, and the New World Order ideology wants to completely remove that from you. They want to surveil your entire life and existence. And their ideology wants to attack your children first to make sure that the children will hand over their freedom on a silver platter. How do they do this? Through tyranny. You empower gangs, you empower criminals, you don't prosecute them. There's not a single police station that don't know all the drug dealers in the area and all the gangsters in the area. They know them. They are not being taken out for a reason. They are not being stopped for a reason because it serves the New World Order ideology. I can carry on and on this topic, and like I said, I will do individual videos on that. I want to get back to you and your family. The first thing Adam Weishaupt said, the best way to get control of the world is to get control of the women. So the first thing that he did is he wanted to make women feel unimportant so that they will start to try and please men. So he empowered men in society. There was this macho thing, men's clubs, the Freemasons, and many others that started, that empowered men, made them feel powerful, made them control communities, and the Freemasons did exactly that. And I'm not saying that they're bad or good or anything like that. It is the concept of men being together in a clique without women being allowed. What happened after that, and Adam Weishaupt was a Freemason, but he started the Bavarian Illuminati, which is a movement that, in his mind, transcended Masonic influence and was supposed to be much better. We know that they were later banned and hunted down. The ideology of the Bavarian Illuminati scattered all over the world and still exists to this day because we can see the evidence of that everywhere around us. So, you turn men into macho egotistical idiots, and what happens to the women? They will want to please these men because they were dependent on them during that time, especially with very high patriarchy, to actually survive. So women would do anything to please them. And he said the first thing that needs to happen is women must try and please men in an extreme way, with makeup, beautifying themselves. They need to feel like they're not worth the time that men actually give them. So makeup, jewelry, beautification, all of those things were part of the plan. And Adam Weishaupt actually wrote this in his books. This is no secret. So the moment women started empowering themselves by looking better, the next plan was for them to start a women's movement to suppress men. And this was extremely successful. When this movement started, and it was heavily funded by the New World Order agencies, Women's Lib, the feminist movement became extremely powerful and a huge surge in society. And it was equal rights, the equal this and equal that. People will never be equal in this world, but this is what the New World Order ideology recommends, that everyone is equal. In other words, you cannot be a man, a woman, a family, or anything like that, because one family might have more power than the next family, especially if they have more children. So people were encouraged to have less children. Abortion started taking place and many other things to limit the population growth and the strength of families. The next thing that happened was very important to this fight. The moment women started fighting men, men started feeling useless. And they would actually want to prove themselves, buy fancier cars, buy bigger houses. And this was done through the banking system. So what happened was that men, all of a sudden, were enslaving themselves financially to please women. So things have come full cycle. All that was left now was to attack the children. And that started in the early 70s. And in the 80s, in our school system started changing. Schools were put in place to build an industrial workers' base, a slave base, basically. And the elites needed this to have conforming children to go and work in workplaces, the whole concept of a job. Think about that. We should all work to survive. The concept of a job didn't exist a long time ago. Slaves existed. So what did they say? Okay, we create all these institutions where we provide people with jobs, so we don't have to call it slavery, and they will be enslaved financially for the rest of their lives. They'll be bonded, it's called a bond for a reason, to their homes and cars and many other things. And this is the way you could enslave families. All you had to do then is collapse the financial system and the family units would crumble. And this was very carefully planned and is playing out right now throughout the world. Now, there are organizations throughout the world fighting the New World Order ideology. I am a part of such an organization and I will continue to do so. And I will encourage all of you to find your niche, fight your own fight, join an organization, encourage organizations to change to fight this New World Order. And the way we start with that in South Africa is by changing our governance and electoral system so that we can elect individuals to office. This is crucial to the fight. This is just a starting point. There's a lot more that needs to take place. But if you want to use your biases and not understand that everyone in the country, because of our diversity, needs to be a part of this plan, then you're not a part of the solution, you are a part of the problem. All the cultures in this country gives us a very strong diversity. The majority of people in South Africa are conservative and Christian, religious. And that is a good thing. That makes us extremely strong. So the New World Order ideology wants to break down all religions, and they want to form a one world religion that's not based on any specific God-like figure. God will be taken out of the picture completely. And this is not a religious channel, so I'm not going to speak about specific religions. But the idea that there is a God or a creator is an important part of why evil is driving this New World Order agenda. So to understand this agenda, you must understand that even they believe that there is a God. They believe in the God of the earth, and that the God of the earth, who is Satan, is here to control our very lives. And they believe in the way that Satan wants to control our lives. In other words, we get everything we want. You don't have to work. You don't have to work to buy clothes, food, anything. It'll all be provided for you. All you have to do is sit back and relax and enjoy your life. While there's slaves outside of the system providing that for you. So if you're not part of the New World Order ideology, receive the mark that you'll be given. And this pandemic is but one way to prepare people for that mentally. When you receive a chip to be monitored and tracked, as Bill Gates is saying right now, and I want you to subscribe to Agenda 21 Truth South Africa. That'll highlight all of this to you in detail. Subscribe to Justice Killian's channel so that you can get this truth. Once you receive this mark, you will be able to function within this New World Order society. Those that do not will be the slaves to that society. I hope I've explained enough to you for you to understand that firstly, your school teacher, your lovely school teacher you see at the beginning of the year, has already been indoctrinated with this philosophy. Many of the young teachers were indoctrinated since 2000 in this new life orientation. They believe it's a good thing teaching these kids about sex at a very young age. This is all part of the New World Order ideology, because this is how you break down family units and the concept of husband and wife and marriage and many other things. And my follow-up videos will absolutely shock you to the core when you see how advanced this already is. Subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon to receive more updates on this New World Order topic.